Hello students, my name is Jessenia Cuadrado and today we'll be discussing a brief introduction to research papers. So, to start off, what is a research paper? Well, it is a written study that shows a unique perspective about a given subject. You analyze this perspective in your paper and you also argue a point. And it is very important that you present your own ideas supported by professional sources. Next up, what exactly are the parts of a research paper? Well, we will be discussing the APA format, so in it you will find your title page, your table of contents, your abstract, followed by the most important parts, which are your introduction, your body, and the conclusion. And finally, you will be able to find your references. So to start off, we have an example of a title page. This one we see over here, as you can see. Upstairs, you have the title in your header. Next, you have your name, your college, and your date and professor's name in the center. And it is very important that all your pages be numbered. And finally, the title of your research paper must be in the center. Next, we have the table of contents, which gives you an idea of what you will be able to find on your paper, followed by the pin number of the page where this is found. As you can see over here, the introduction would be on page 3, and the general market overview will be on page number 5. Next up, we have an abstract. And what is an abstract? Well, it's a summary of your research paper that includes the most important parts of this, as well as your purpose and the methods which you use to create your paper. It is very important that it is less than 200 words. As we can see over here, less than 200 words. It includes keywords which give you an idea of what you will be talking about. And, very important, your page must be numbered as well. Next up, we have the introduction. And in your introduction, you will present your topic. And it is divided in certain terms that are specifically important. First of all, you must think of your audience, so you must define difficult terms. Next up, we have your research questions, which show you the focus of your study. And finally, you have your thesis statement, which must be as narrowed down as possible, and it will tell you what your paper is about. Moving on, we have the body, which is where you answer your research questions and you include your arguments supported by professional information. Here is where you defend or support your thesis statement. Next up is the conclusion, which includes your restated thesis statement as well as your most important arguments. And last but not least, you will have your references, which include all the sources, be websites, books, articles, all of them must be presented. And it is very important that these be done in the APA format. A brief example of this format, we can see it over here, which is your author, his last name first, then the initial of his first name. Next up, we have the title, which will be done in italics. And finally, the URL from which you got it. Oh, and it's also very important to include the date. Finally, it is very important that we keep in mind that this information may vary depending on your professor, so you better pay attention in class.